Hi, I'm Tim Goodfellow for FF News, and we're here at Money 2020 Europe in Amsterdam. I'm pleased to be joined by Walter Colebatch from Silverbird Global Limited. Walter, how are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you, Tim. Very well.
Good to have you. And Walter, for those who aren't aware, could you perhaps give an intro into your role at the company and what it is that the company does?
Silverbird is an institution which provides accounts, foreign exchange, and international payments, domestic payments. We have a particular niche in that we focus on the needs of importers and exporters globally, in particular SMEs, because SMEs we find are underbanked and underserved. My role at Silverbird is heading up the partnerships side of the business, so we partner with a number of different financial institutions, payment providers, verification providers, and I manage all that structure for Silverbird and help provide, if you like, the expansion and infrastructure that we need to grow the business to different parts of the world.
So Walter, at Silverbird, what would you say is different about the way that you treat your clients to the way that a lot of traditional banks do?
Well, apart from the obvious understanding of their business, if you look back to when we were younger, it used to be, as clients, we would choose a bank and work out which bank we trusted to partner with. And now it's very much a case of the bank is choosing you, and if they don't trust you, that's your problem. So at Silverbird, we like to go back to how it was, and we want to give people the choice to choose us because we understand their business.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, Walter, what you're doing. Obviously, being a sort of a neobank, perhaps with a specialism. Could you maybe talk a little bit more about why you've taken that route as a business and where you think you can really provide value in that area?
Well, our founder, Max Felden, started the business a couple of years ago, and he's an e-commerce veteran. So he has a lot of experience in import and export himself. One of the things he noticed when he founded the business was how poorly, if you like, the major banks really treat SME importers and exporters. And if you look at the data and the statistics, you realize that only 1%, the large exporters, even in the UK economy, only 1% of the exporters are large exporters, but they account for over 50% of UK's exports. So if you're a large bank, it just makes sense to target those large guys because you're getting over half the business with just 1% of the work, 1% of the compliance work, 1% of the relationship management. And so the SME importers and exporters have really been left behind, if you like, and many of these guys are put in the too hard basket by the major banks. So Max obviously recognized this opportunity because he faced it himself. And when the opportunity came to, if you like, use technology to bring banking services to a particular niche, that was something he chose to do. And we've chosen this particular niche because it is the importers and exporters, because it's an area that we understand really, really well. And what that allows us to do, much more focused KYC, AML around those clients, because we really understand their business much better than the banks do, who'll do a much more generic process, and if there's anything they don't understand, they disregard it, whereas we actually get that and we can actually incorporate that into our building a 360-degree picture of the business. Yeah, that's great, and I imagine that's really valuable. It sounds like a really interesting prospect. I'd be interested in your thoughts on perhaps going forward in the kind of the banking space. Do you think we will see more specialist banks, more fintechs setting up to serve a specific area of the market? It makes sense, judging from our experience, because it just allows us a much greater, more specific understanding of the market itself and of our particular client set, so that we can take that and then roll that out globally. And we're looking at expansion now beyond the UK and the EU. So that's something to come in the future for Silverbird. Yeah,
absolutely. Is there, for Silverbird, the next year, what's that looking like? Are there any kind of things that you're really excited about coming up?
There are a lot of exciting plans coming up this year. We've had a big expansion in the number of senior staff and strategic planning staff that have come on board in the last 6 months or so, and they're there for a reason. Well, we're there for a reason. I can't go into any details at this stage, but there will be a lot of expansion happening in Silverbird in the next 12 months.
That's very exciting. Walter, finally, we're here at Money 2020. How have you found the conference, and is there anything particularly that you've maybe heard or picked up on, a trend, a speaker, something that's really stuck out to you?
I'm not sure that there's any particular trends or speakers, but this is my first time at Money 2020, and I have to say it's really impressive. You know, the sort of access that you get to people that you've been trying to meet and reach out to for weeks or even months sometimes. You can literally just walk up to them and talk to them here. So incredibly valuable experience. I'll definitely be back next year.